What's up, man? Listen, it's no Wellin. It's season 2. I'm right here at work. To be truthfully honest with you, want to see? Look out there. So far right there. It's palm trees. It's beautiful out here, man. Hey, I'm back because I got an obligation. Can we start with this? Listen, it's 2022, right? We start this league in 2014, right? And a lot has changed since we start this league. We start this league PS4. I was in Maryland, been to Wisconsin, now I'm in California. And everywhere I go, no matter the time zone, no matter what team I'm using, no matter what Madden we in, no matter what year it is, I have an obligation, right? The obligation has been this: to keep it real. To keep it real. So now, as the torchbearer of this culture, I plan on doing just that in a way that's never been before seen from me. Now, of course, you had at the beginning, mixtape was on the podcast as early as summer 2015, ahead of Madden 16. I was doing the write ups as early as Madden 15 back in 2014. And ever since then, you've had shows, you've had productions, Simple Mathematics, you had Revelations, you had Kemp's Corner, even. More on that in a second. You had Kemp's Corner, you had Indica and Wine, you had multiple people who have helped create some of the greatest memories in this chat, in this league's history. I'm just here to continue all that. But being as though I'm the one that's kind of running the ship as far as the culture of outside the league goes. Shout out to the guys inside the league, like the Mannies and the Mays and the C's and Chris and Flash and everybody else who's been a commish over this time, and the Kerms and everybody who's been in that commish role. But we're going to get into a whole lot, because when it comes to this whole interviewing all access type of deal, oh, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. I'm that guy. I'm the guy. And I've always been the guy in some form or fashion ever since I got here. So let's talk about it. I want to start with this: opening statements. Better yet, let's call it correct me if I'm wrong. Let me lay back real quick. I'm in this little pod. I'm chilling. I gotta hold the phone because can't be on a work device talking this to you. But I'm ready. So correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong when I say I'm among the longest reigning OGs in this lovely league of ours? No. Am I wrong when I say, once again, that I helped incorporate the culture that stretched beyond just playing the games and just turning your system on and turning the system off? No. Am I wrong when I say I have an obligation to keep it real with all y'all because I am now the torchbearer as far as that lane is concerned? No. So riddle me this. Actually, before you even riddle me that, hold me to the fire. Hold my feet to the fire when I say this. If at any point in time I don't keep it all the way funky with you, meaning all of y'all, regarding whoever in this league, myself included, I'm gonna keep it realer with me and about me than I will any of y'all. So anything I say on this platform from here on in, if it's not the real, let me know. Let me know. And furthermore, if we want to go there, because I'm gonna keep it real. If we want to go there, if there's anybody out there who feels as though they can navigate this lane better than me, by all means, come on. I ain't mad at it. It's not my podcast. It's our show. I'm just the one that happened to be on camera talking about it, and now it helps that I remember everything. Also, can we go back? Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I not this chat's historian? Am I not this league's historian? Yes, I am. So I say all that to say, I might not remember every single detail of everything, but chances are I'm going to be pretty close. And before we get started, we're going to continue on with this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, granted, I got a heck of a show for you today. I got an incredible show for you today. It's No Wellin, it's season 2 officially after months and months and months of time, a year and a half's worth of time. We are back. We're back. Simple and plain. Now, housekeeping rules. Let's go for those. Number 1, anybody's welcome. It ain't gotta be just me here. Like I said, I have multiple guests lined up for the first couple episodes of this new season as we enter into a new era of Nike Talk, Madden football. I have a whole thing. I'm ready. Also, if you want to come on here, I only got one rule. 2 rules. Be respectful. Just chill, just chill. And secondly, don't come on here lying. Because I ain't going to come on here lying. I can't. It's in the show's title. I am obligated to tell y'all the truth. Now that we have that out the way, let's really talk about what's going on before we get to the meat and potatoes. We're going to start with the appetizers. You'll see why I say that shortly. It's going to be full circle in terms of how we discuss this. Now, we know the survey went out last week. I think it was August 2nd. It is now August the 10th. Thank you for everybody participating who did. And for those who don't understand, you might not have seen it, or you might have been scared. Either way, it's no well. We can talk the truth. We can be real about whatever it is. So, there were multiple intriguing answers in that survey. And you will continue to see more. I've already posted some of the best ones, including my own. I'll hold my feet to the fire. And I'm going to get into the explanation and the rationale, and most importantly, the context behind my answers. But we're going to hold your feet to the fire, too. We are going to put your answers to the test, and we are going to truthfully discuss how valid or invalid they may be. Now, let me say this. In this episode, you have special guest, number 1. But also, what else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the most invalid Super Bowl, one more time, 3 times like Dr. Umar, so you understand it just as well as I understand it. The most invalid Super Bowl in this chat league's history. In this league's history. We had to talk about it. And I'm going to hold y'all accountable because it's something y'all did at the time that just kind of went under the rug and nobody addressed it. But somehow I'm sitting here like, it don't make sense. So we're going to talk about that. And then when my guest comes on, we'll talk about, his time in the league, his survey answers as one of the participants, what he expects from this cycle, all that. But first, let's talk about it. We gotta get back in the swing of it. Like I'm just warming up right now, and I've been taking this last week to really warm up. But today, there are things that have to be addressed. So let me put my glasses back on 1 second. I'm holding this phone. Apologies. We're gonna get it right in due time. But for right now, this can't wait. Y'all been waiting long enough, and where we at? There we go. And apparently, y'all been waiting long enough, and apparently, I have been doing you guys a disservice because everything I have done so far is incomplete. Everything relative to my nature is incomplete. All right, so let's talk about it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have I not offered more highlights with write-ups, with revelations, with no Wellin, with anything else than almost anybody, if not everybody, in terms of the media aspect of this league? Yes or no? I'll wait. I say that to say, when people try to discredit your resume, if you will, sometimes you gotta set them straight. And you don't have to set them straight by confirming your accolades or the things that you've done. No, those things are tried and true. You can go on YouTube to find everything I've done in this league. All my write-ups are still on Nike Talk. They're still on Nike Talk. All my podcasts, from Suave Selections to the Revelations and all that, it's right on the channel. I ain't got nothing to hide. I got championship losses that are still on my channel. I didn't delete anything. I don't try to rewrite history based on what worked or didn't work in my favor. No. If it worked, great. If it didn't, cool, I'll improve. But it's all there to be seen, and it's all out in the open. So we're going to talk about anything. We are going to talk about it in the open. Which brings me to my good friend. Oh man, Marcus D. Kemp, your favorite, the chat's favorite, the same guy who in 2017, 2018, you guys were hyping up when he went on, he first of all, he cherry picked the division. Let's call it what it is. He cherry picked the division. And then he went on to win said cherry pick division. What was it? 5 times? Y'all know, y'all hyped it up for years. He was a 5-time division winner, and suddenly all was well. Kermit, if you're watching, I got questions, bro. Can I please ask questions? I first ask you this. Can you please, if ever you feel so compelled to join this show and talk about what I'm about to talk about right now, and, say your piece or your Peachez, can you please not hesitate to do so? I'm not running. I'll be here. We can set that up multiple ways. We can set up on GroupMe. We can set it up on PSN. We can set it up phone to phone. We got all the avenues. They all covered. So if ever you want to talk, again, the invitation remains open. And like I said before, not. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all right now, I will go back and say this. When this Madden League started, I was 24 years old, right? Still learning in terms of just how to be myself in terms of like opinions and viewpoints and such. I was a very agreeable person for a lot of the time in the league early on, especially like those first like few years. Like, I wouldn't really like induce, I don't want to say confrontation, but I wouldn't really induce those conflicts of opinion. I would just kind of be kind of middle of the fence or just not be involved with it at all. I promise you this. It is my promise. From here on in, if it's good, great. If it's bad, we talking about it. If it's you, oh well. If it's me, I've done it before. I am going to set the standard for accountability and for accuracy like no other before me and no other after. Because truthfully, it's like this. This league can go on forever. Chances are I won't be the only host of these shows. Chances are there'll be somebody in time who comes along and who's better than me at this. And not to say I'm like, I don't see myself as like this all-time great. I just follow the blueprint. It's easy. But, hey, y'all talk about a heel turn and all that good stuff. Well, if you ain't like what I had to say in the months leading up to this cycle, then go ahead and go 3-14 if you want. Go ahead and go 5-12 if you want. Go ahead and talk all that talk. And then when the season come around, you ducking and dodging and you juking and you're not getting the job done. Go ahead and do it if you want. I'll be right here talking about it. And if you get mad, look in the mirror and talk to him, because that's whose problem it is, not mine. I'm just here reporting information. Now, Marcus D. Kemp, ruler of the North to some, not me. Not me, bro. Like, listen, you say my nature has been in the incomplete, not completing things, starting things, not finishing them. I will grant you not one, but 2 things. Number one, is that true? To an extent, yes. There have been times where I will start write-ups and they be fire. And the clamoring, the demand becomes so great. But also, so do the demands, the clamoring for things outside of Madden. And for those reasons, do I continue them? No. Do I come back to them eventually? Yes, ideally. That's one. Number 2, what is incomplete? The same thing that brings me back here for Madden 23 on the PS5. On the PS5, the quest to win a world championship and to put the last piece of ornament, the last ornament on top of my tree of greatness. Y'all saw my survey earlier. I stand on every letter of every word that I type in every single answer. I truly do believe that there are only 3 people in the history of this league that have been better than I. In order: Maze, the greatest of all time in Nike Talk; Reggie, the epitome of pro style, offense and defense in Nike Talk; and David, one of the revolutionaries of Madden of our time, especially with the interception. And quite frankly, a person who's given me the most fits of anybody on the planet Earth when it comes to that game. So yes, incomplete in 2 regards. And that second one is why I'm here. And that first one we're addressing now. I will say this though, in all of my incompletions, as you term them, have the reverberations of my incompletions not tripled at minimum anything you've done in the league? Correct me if I'm wrong, yes or no? They have, yes. Furthermore, let me ask you this, as I just scrolled through our lovely conversation earlier. Furthermore, what, and this is rhetorical, I know the answer, they know the answer. They might not tell you how I'm gonna tell you, but honestly, they don't need to tell you. I don't need to tell you. You can look in the mirror and know that you've been lying to the folks for a lot of years now. I say this as a friend. I say this as your little brother, but I'm saying this with full accuracy. You have done nothing in this league that has stood the time of my earliest podcast. You have done nothing in this league on the field that equates to my worst season. Because think about it. Ahead of my worst season in this league, which was in Oakland with the Raiders, Madden 2017 season 1 in 2016, even my lowlights are memorable. Even the lowlights are memorable. Look at the 4 losses of Super Bowls. People remember my losses more than they remember some people's victories. Let's be real. I'm saying whoever you beat, whenever you beat them, it happened. And it was probably, it was a nice time at the time in the comments and in the chat. Sure, I remember I was one of those people at one time. But then we forgot. Why? Because it's the same old. Every now and then you get something that kind of like shocks the system a little bit. But things go back to the status quo. For you, unbridled, unrivaled mediocrity is sad. But it's damn near impressive too, because you've been able to be bad for so long with all these different leagues you've been in, all these head starts you've had. But when the energy comes back to Nike Talk, that Ignite energy, that fish market energy, that, what was it, TFFL energy, it don't translate, bro. And you know that. You know that like I know that. And I know that like they know that. It don't translate. Whereas I've adapted and overcome to every situation in this league. I've still, to this day, 8 years later from this league's inception, I have still not had any peers in terms of certain situations in this league. Who do you know? Who in this league do you know has had to fight pre-existing injuries to a premier player ahead of a cycle starting? Nobody else but your boy. Right? So I ask these things because, again, you're the epitome, the pinnacle of your career in this Madden league. It rings nothing on my scale, and it never will. It never will. So we're here because I wanted to allow you the opportunity to come on here and state your case. and to speak your truth. But since you're not here, I have to speak the truth. And the truth is this: I have set this table for years now, and I've been one of the most, you know, healthy eaters at this table for a long, long time, a real long time. Ask them; they know. In fact, you talk about your top lists and all that, like it's boring talking about me because I've been here forever doing the same things I've been doing forever. It's boring talking about me, but they'll talk about you because you're still a novelty. You haven't won enough. You haven't done enough to even be considered amongst the box of chocolate category in the league. Yet you said you were top 11 to 15 in the league in that survey. And the one question, or maybe the two questions that you did answer, you said you were 11 to 15. Mm. Um. So let me ask you this. Again, these are all rhetorical. I know you're not going to answer them, so I'm just asking. Who are the 10 to 14 players that are better than you? Secondly, where's the proof? Because as long as I've been setting this table, and I have show notes here, I just wanted to make sure I had everything covered. I've been setting this table for a long time. And like I said, people have been eating freely, handsomely at this table for a while. You have not been one of those people. You ran from battle multiple times. You ran from Manny. And we're not talking like the peak Manny. Like Manny wasn't quite himself by the time you were running from him. But you ran. Why? Why is that? Like where it's almost like something ain't dropped when it comes to this league. Of course, I'm not talking about you, you know, my guy. But in this league, it's like something ain't dropped. And I think you know what I'm talking about when it comes to John Madden football, Nike Talk version. You ran from battle. When you ran from battle, you know, you try, and now I'll give you props. You did say you did. Now that's a step in progress. Like you already took a step forward today. Congratulations and respect. But you ran to a division that had who in it? I remember Bilbo being in there. He was Detroit because he's always Detroit. I don't remember who else was there. It was a guy who, you know, who came in Madden 17 and left at the end of Madden 17, never to be seen again. And I don't even know the other player that was in that division. But you know, you wanted to be a dolphin in a raindrop, and there you were. There you were. Marcus D. Kemp, right? King of the North, 5-time division champ. It sounds so good, but you know Booker T. You know 5-time champion of anything besides excuses. And for that table that I set, in terms of the food, listen. Listen up, man. You were and are the equivalent. If this league is a table and you know it's the food chain from 32 to the top, you are quite truthfully the chips and salsa, the complimentary. Like when you sit down at the Mexican restaurant, the good Mexican spot, and they give you that chips and salsa, right? Before you even get water, you get chips and salsa. That's you, bro. That's you. It's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. And when you were in that NFC North thinking you ran things, it was only because nobody sat down at the table yet. Nobody cared. Nobody was there. Like, that's like setting a restaurant up before the doors even open. But sure enough, true indeed, from you to me and from me to you, when people started sitting at that table, AKA when it started mattering, AKA postseason, AKA were you still winless after nearly a decade in this league? You were the first thing on that menu, and you still the first thing on that menu. And when I play you, trust me, chips and salsa, plate and bowl gonna be clean. It's gonna be clean. And I promise you this, you can make all the excuses you want. You can try to dress up your incompetencies, your lack thereof of skills, of acumen when it comes to the game of John Madden football. I'm gonna always see the real. Plain and simple. Like, It's not because you're looking to prove people wrong, and maybe you are, but I mean, you had plenty of times to do that. Ain't you the king of what they call it? Slow stroking? Is that what you used to call it? Back in like Madden 18, Madden 19, Madden 19, I think was about right. You used to say, I'm a slow stroke my opponents. Well, guess what, sir? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you not attempt to slow stroke your opponents? As you said, not me. I'm using your words because I remember, because I was there. Did you not attempt to slow stroke your opponents into the playoffs all the way from week 1 to week 17? We know why that was, though. And correct me if I'm wrong. You were like the ringleader for this wave of people who couldn't really play the game, but they ran the ball a lot. And it was like fool's gold and just made people believe that, oh, yeah, he nice. You weren't nice, bro. You know that. You know that. And I'm not telling you because it's my opinion. I'm telling you because it's your truth. I'm telling you because it shows on your playoff ledger. I'm telling you because the facts are there. They've been there. They will continue to be because truthfully, I don't think much has changed. And I'm not by myself. I'm not telling you this as a detractor to your talents because number one, what talent is there? Number two, multiple people will agree with me in this. So I say this, all that slow stroking, as you termed it, is real cool until, the people you stroking start fucking back, right? Because then what happens? Then you get some unwanted friction and you gotta jump out. But rather than you jumping out or pulling out, nah, they kicked you out the playoffs without you winning a single game to this day. So, like I said, chips and salsa, Kemp style. First thing on the menu, first thing on the plate for everybody, not just me, everybody. And then, the players that are actually good, they get to jump in and they'll get by the chips and salsa. The water will come out. They'll get their drink of choice and they'll be on the bigger and better things. Then we'll get to the actual part of the menu that matters. Actually, you're not even on the menu. You're before the menu. And that's sad. I mean, like, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to get off that because our guest is now about to join. He's about to come into the room, and I want you to see who it is. But y'all better stop playing, man. I'm gonna hold y'all accountable. I'm gonna hold y'all real accountable. And so you're gonna have to unmute real quick when she get on. But I'm gonna hold y'all real accountable, like nobody before or since. And it's gonna break new ground for this league. It's gonna break new ground for myself. And simple and plain, however you play is however I'm talking about you on here. Straight up and down, as my man would say. With that being said, though, I got with me right now one of the legends, perhaps the legend of podcasting, of off-field, on-field talk, a guy who, like myself in some ways, but in his own way at the time, revolutionized the way that we know Nike Talk John Madden football to this day. I'm going to tell y'all what he said. He told y'all back in 2015, early 2015, when he joined, he said, y'all was holding hands. And then he came in and he shook up the world. I'm going to tell you what he said also. He said, if you can't stop it, he going to keep running it until you can. And if you can't, then oh well. I'm introducing to you my regional brother, former Cincinnati Bengals, as you last saw him, former Buffalo Bills, shout out Otis Gates, former Washington Redskin, not Commander, get it right, y'all. That's why I'm repping the city right now. One of the greatest talkers of our time, any game, any league, any system, the one, the only, King Messiah. Twan, what's up with you? Oh, hold on, you gotta unmute yourself though, because you got... Yeah, we can't hear you. I'm
I see it. First things first.
Hold on, my bad. Before I interrupt you, first things first. Let me formally welcome to No Wellin. This is the first time you've been on here.
Man, I'm honored to be your first guest.
Hey, it's only right.
Man, they say the best for last. You started with the best. It's all downhill from here, baby. But it's okay though.
Yeah, they look, they say I'm incomplete. So I figure if I'm gonna be gone for 16, 17, 18 months at a time, I gotta come back with a bang. And I said, why not go to what I know works? It's like in Madden. They're gonna run the ball 40 times, 50 times because it works. When you and me get on a platform and we start talking that talk, it just works. And it works better than any combination of players that have ever, one more time, that have ever jumped on a podcast of any sort together. So it's only right.
King Messiah equals ratings, baby.
All the
They're gonna be
time.
on. They're gonna be on. I promise you this, but I'm minding my business here, waiting for you, to do the intro and everything. And I hop in the chat and I see Manny. 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 Let's talk about me and Emmanuel's history.
Let's go ahead. Mm-hmm. Floor is yours.
I took his division.
Okay.
I exposed him. Told everybody he wasn't what he was supposed to be.
Right.
Beat him several times.
Mm-hmm.
I outdid him in every way. Podcast legend. I've been to the Super Bowl. He ain't been there. He's still talking shit to me, dog. Like that's man. I was gonna let him be. Like I wasn't gonna fuck with Manny this cycle. I wasn't gonna fuck with him because, I really don't know. He doing this stuff with the photos and the videos, and he doing excellent with that, man. Major props to you with that, man.
100%.
Let me look at the camera. 100%. Major props for that with you, because that's your calling. Madden not your calling. That's your calling. That's where you get your shine at. You do that shit better than I've seen a lot of people that did it for years. You doing your thing, brother, and I respect that. That's number one. Number two is just relax, bro. We on two different. I'm coming back to fuck shit up. I'm not coming back to be anybody's friend. Let's be clear about that. I don't want to be anybody's friend. By the end of this shit, everybody's gonna hate me. I'm gonna smoke them all, but it's one in particular that I want to smoke. I gotta see C's, man. He too hyped up now. You see, he talk about digging up bubblegum playbook and all that type shit. Nigga, I'm that boy. I don't care what team I got. I'm going to smoke Caesar. I am. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect segue. So I got I have your survey questions and answers in front of me, and we're gonna just go through them real quick, just for everybody who's listening and watching. So, number one, you kind of already touched on it. You said you wanted to see it in terms of which player are you most looking forward to playing / beating this cycle. Obviously, Cease is up there, but your answer on here was you want to see if the real Manny shows up or if he's still the washed version. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think you started that wash when you came into the league and you took that division way back in 2015, 16?
I feel like before I came, Manny was like, he was untouchable. Ain't nobody really fucked with him because he the one that created everything. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was crazy for somebody to come in and tell him that he wasn't shit and then prove that he wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think people viewed him differently after I smoked him a few times. And then, he had some terrible cycles where he was the deep ball was his friend, but he couldn't really read and all this type of stuff. He was pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty bad, man. But I'm hoping, I just don't see how don't see how, because he doing such a great job with the photos and the videos and stuff. I just don't see how he gonna have the time to be good in Madden. But he talking shit. He coming at me like he looking for that smoke. I don't think he like, man, listen, I'm not coming to play around. Let me explain to you guys. I'm not coming to play with you guys. I'm not. Can they see me in the video? I'm not coming to play with you. I saw Will. I got called out several times today. I saw Will talking shit earlier. I'm like, God damn, can I have a second, please? You know, and the thing about it is, when you said what you said in your survey, right?
Yeah.
You said the new Messiah you could beat with a Sega Genesis controller. And the reason why I didn't respond to that is, yeah, it's true. It's like them last 2 cycles, I just wasn't myself.
Right.
But it goes to show, because I was like 15, 20%, and these dudes were struggling to beat me. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna fuck with me when I'm focused, Redo? How they gonna fuck with me when I'm focused? None of them. I'm about to, like, all that friendship shit and all that shit that they've been doing. You see how you post a survey and we'll say, hey man, that's a good job, bro, and all that stuff. Man, fuck that. Fuck that. We ain't on that no more. We on that, nigga, I'm gonna kill you. You ain't even mention me. You know what I'm saying? Kill you. You're like what? Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
Let me just interject and say this, and then we'll continue with your answers, because it's something I want to ask you also. We have it's funny because we have like there's a certain thing you and I both believe in ourselves, but they actually kind of conflict. But we'll get to that in a second. But one thing that I could always say since the moment you jumped in this league, and even from then until now, you can say, if I'm playing like trash, you could say I'm playing like trash. And I'm not going to take it personal, because I know it's coming from an authentic place.
Yeah.
If I say, I could win with the Sega controller against you, it's like, you don't take it personal, because I've seen the heights of you, and I've seen, the lower parts of you too. So it's like, you won't take it personal because we see the history for what it is. It's a lost art almost. It's almost like if you say the wrong, it's not even like it's for the majority of people, but for some, if you don't give them credit that they didn't earn, they mad at you. Or they want to try to pull a card on you that don't even exist. They just doing it to save face, because they don't want to face the music and the truth of their own trash, product that they put out there. So,
let me say that when you talk, I don't really like. I feel like you're being, when it comes to me at least, because we've had our scraps. We've had our scraps, but I feel like you one of the ones that ain't forgot. How serious am I? At my best, you understand how good I was. You know what I'm saying? And you also acknowledge that when I came to this league, I changed shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was all lovey-dovey and shit. I changed that, man. And shout out to Mixtape Mike, the god, the pod, the one that really brought this shit to, you know what I'm saying? Always shout out and love to him. But you acknowledge that shit. I feel like people try to forget that. People don't remember me smoking Maze and Reggie and Chris and Manny and all that. I don't beat them all, you know what I'm saying? But you acknowledge that every time you speak about me. So when you tell us some honest shit, I'm gonna take it as, man, I could take somebody being honest about me. That's cool. Like the shit you said today, that shit was true, man. I really wasn't, I just wasn't focused. Like, man, I lost after that bubblegum shit against Ty. I just wasn't all in after that, because that shit took a lot out of me. Because me going to the Super Bowl is different than anybody else going to the Super Bowl, because I talk shit my whole way fucking head.
Yeah.
And the whole world,
That's real.
Watching, and I had everything on me. You know what I'm saying? But everybody don't go through it like that. But now I got nothing but respect for you, even though you was on a win. My first game in the league, you was on a crazy win streak, and I ended that easy.
And you know what's funny about that? that was the season in which I moved from back home to Wisconsin. So I in the games I played, I won every game that season except for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I missed like, 6 games, however many, five games. I went 11-1, the one loss being to you. I missed 5 games, and that one, we could basically say you kept me out of the playoffs. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We can say that that was the first, like, outside of the Super Bowls that I have been in, I've also carried this. It's kind of like the old Orlando Magic or like the Oklahoma City Thunder from like a decade ago. Like the championship talent is clearly there. They had been there and also lost, but there were more opportunities that could have been had, but they weren't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that of season three of the first cycle, I know for sure I was going to win the title, but because I missed the time, I didn't get a chance to get in the dance, and Jesus won it. But I said, going back to, a second. Number one, that was a good win. Number two, I remember stuff from that game. I still remember plays from that game. I remember exactly how the interception I threw to you in the fourth quarter looked. I remember exactly how the toss you did to the left side, where you scored a touchdown down the sideline of the defense. I remember how that looked.
Back
But
then, I was throwing tosses
the
before niggas
toss,
before
before,
Madden made it cool, nigga.
yeah, before the toss crack was in vogue, my man was running the toss and he was running it effectively. Don't ever forget. I'm not gonna let y'all forget, because as this league's historian, I have an obligation to y'all to tell y'all the real. And if you don't remember, I'm gonna help you connect the dots, and we're gonna have a whole picture.
And
Proceed.
that's why I fuck with, you, brother. That's why you my brother, man. Because everybody try to forget my imprint on this motherfucking league. This league would have been born as shit without me, bro. I always saw when I fucking came in. And look what happened. And look at what happened when I left. You got Dave and C's kissing and hugging and shit before the Super Bowl. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm gonna smoke that boy. That's my only fucking mission. I'm gonna smoke C's, yo. That's the only thing in my mind, man. I was with a motherfucker Spectre the other night. I burned her up real quick, and then I said, we can say tonight. I woke up in the middle. I said, oh shit. She said, what's wrong? I said, I drank C's, won the Super Bowl, and I gotta stop that. She said, who the fuck is C's? I said, you don't need to worry about it. Just know I'm gonna smoke his ass. That's that. I'm gonna kill that boy. I ain't playing.
Oh man.
I go 1-16. I'm gonna smoke that boy. He been talking too much shit, yo. I gotta get him. I gotta get him. And he know I'm capable. That's why he's talking. He won't talk to me like that if he thought I was trash. He respected. He know what's up.
Respect factor? Yeah.
He know what's coming. I'm gonna smoke that boy. I'm gonna smoke him. But that's a different story for every day. Let's keep it moving.
All right. So
I also got to acknowledge right over the Hugo on DMV. I don't be seeing Hugo outside of DMV. So right over the Hugo on. Let's do it. Let's get it, man. DMV, we already know. What's good. And the Nationals championship. You see what I got on. I got them
come
on.
on now. We right here with it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Man, yeah, so you talked about a few people already. We'll get back to season in a second. But you also, for your question too, you said, which player do you least look forward to playing? That question. And your answer was Will. He's trash. Don't know nothing about football. But hold on, here's the best part. Here's the best part of the answer. But EA makes the game easy for children. For children.
Man, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Like EA get a free 70 out of niggas like Will. You know what I'm saying? Like he like, and you know what kills me about Will? He done been around long enough to the point where he done made friends and all that type stuff. So
Right.
people don't want to talk negatively about him. But
Yeah.
he's regular. C's loves him because C's going, C's loves him because he jump on just like he you know what I'm saying? he jumps on seas. Like Will is. I fuck with him now, so I can't. I'm not gonna be as. I'll just say, like, I was 15% and he was struggling to beat me, but he beat me.
Mm-hmm.
I was 15% and he was struggling to beat me, and he hates that. That's why he talks about it, because he knows he can't really fuck with me. Wellin came a long way, like, but the
Yes.
thing is, like, his shit is before the whistle. If he see that you ain't covered that motherfucking slot receiver, audible motherfucking streak, he gonna throw it right to him. That's his game. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't making no noise, man. We like, me and you being back and Reggie being back and all these people being back, he gonna struggle to make the playoffs. But he's gonna be a good personality for the league. You know how you got them teams like the NFL got the Jets and shit. They ain't never gonna win that, but Will ain't never gonna win that, but he's there. He's entertainment. So we need guys like him. I get it.
I think Will is going to be like one of the most interesting cases, like, because he had that success with the Patriots. He was last year, like, or last time all of us were playing. That Patriots, like, and they fell to him. They fell to him at like 31, and he fell into a crazy good situation. He was running that division for a portion of time, if not the majority, if I remember right. But
who's in that division?
The Jets. Will was Patriots. I forgot who Buffalo was. I don't even remember. And who else was it? The Dolphins? I think Bean was the Dolphins. And that one, yeah. Will was doing this thing, and
he's better than Speedy.
So he's better than Speedy.
He's better than Speedy.
Hey, Speedy though, if Speedy were just like, I feel like if Speedy were around more, he'd be the best in ATL. And I don't count Mays and Jeremy in ATL, but out of the rest of them, Speedy be the best by far.
Speedy done beat me a couple times simply because I just don't take him serious. I was already at 50% with Speedy. I was at like 3%. I just don't take him serious. Like, I don't, but he got me. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't. He's coming a long way. And yeah, he can easily beat Kerm and Dez. Dez got the baby now, so
yeah, it's gonna be different.
I mean, he was already okay, but with the baby, he probably 3 and we looking at 3 and 14, and Kerm just you get into. Did you get into?
Oh yeah. But when by the time I started off that way, I got a new segment, and it's called "Correct Me If I'm Wrong," and because I feel like this at this point in time, if I'm not bringing the real, if I'm not honoring people like the Great Mixtape who put this whole podcast thing, who set it off, like I did the right thing, but he started this podcasting. If I'm not carrying that torch of the culture in an effective manner, then I don't need to be carrying it. So every segment or every show from now on, we're gonna start with "Correct me if I'm wrong." I just need to set the table and make sure that everything is right. But what I did say, and I reiterate it again, because like I said, remember like when when I was in the middle of you and Manny was getting into it, and I somehow was in the middle of it. I don't even know how I got there, but I was. You fired me from the show. He posted he photoshopped the toucan Sam and put my face on the head of it. I don't know how I got there, but I got there. But you remember when I was like a real agreeable dude at that time. I wasn't really trying to like side with none of this. 2022, I don't care who do what. I'm gonna talk about it just the way it happened, and if people don't like it, they don't like it. And if they like it, it's probably because they did something well. But if they don't, then well.
that shit gonna be dope. And let me say that was just some hating shit from Manny and him, man. You were the only person in the whole league that didn't have an issue with me, and they took issue with that. You know,
it was such a time though. It was so good.
It was like all he do is agree. I'm like, man, like Bredo got his own thoughts and shit like that, but you know, they just
it's like
anything that was connected to me back then was just trash. You know?
I just remember like it was. I don't know. I was like, the more I tried to avoid, I wasn't trying to get no crosshairs, but the more I did, the more I tried to avoid it, the closer to him I became. And after a while, I was just like, hey, we here now. But
at that time, the worst thing you could do is be cool with me, man. That you could do.
Yeah, it was.
He really talk shit today. I can't believe that. Yeah, I'm hyped up though. Like when I say like if it ain't nobody, I'm gonna get 50. I'm gonna get Manny 50. That's easy. That's easy. Where's my camera? That's easy work, dude. I promise I'm going to smoke you. My God. I'm so happy, man. It's like Christmas morning, man. Man, talk shit to me. I'm gonna smoke that boy. I'm hoping, and maybe we can get a bet going with if I smoke him, he'll introduce me to one of them BBWs that he be.
Hey, that's some nice winners right there. That's some nice winners right
there. Yeah.
That shit is cool. That shit is real cool.
Nah, Manny, man. Like outside of Manny, because he'll never be good at that. But in real life, he's the man. He's the man.
You know, like if that exact theory is true, like if he comes back and he's not like, you know, he's not improved. He'll have some company. He won't be in the category by himself because see, at least with like my thing was Manny acknowledges things very well. Like when he's up, he'll tell you, and when he's not, you know, he'll tell you the same. What I just find to be mysterious, I'm trying to like find the answer. I look up in the sky and I try to find the answer, hope it like come down and hit me in the head. But I'm saying, how is a player call himself top 11 of 15 when you haven't won a playoff game? You haven't won a real division. You ran from battle against suboptimal players who had seen better days, even at that time, let alone now. 11 to 15, how? And this is just going back to my opening statements. I said, because you weren't on yet.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong though, because I just want to make sure I'm accurate. If we all sit at a table, right? Let's say everybody Nike Talk. We sit at the Nike Talk dinner table, right? Yeah. Which is lead me into another segment, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But it's at the table. And food served, right?
Yeah.
But let's categorize it by like by type. You have appetizer, you have main entree, you have dessert, right? But before that, because we going to a Mexican spot, you know, I know you like Canelo, so we going to the Mexican spot, the clenbuterol, right?
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, we're gonna talk about that too, because this not even the time. But when September 17th come around, we're gonna have to figure something out. But we going to the Mexican spot though. But before the food is really the actual food is served, before the entrees come out, before the drinks come out, and certainly before the dessert, what do you have? Like what comes out first? The chips and salsa, right? You know what I'm saying? My bad. The complimentary chips and salsa. And the chips and salsa was specifically for the 5th seed in the NFC, whoever made it, and played Kerm in the playoffs. Why the 5th seed? Because you knew Kerm was in these bad divisions, these trash divisions where people was giving them false hope and props and all this. But we knew when by the time the scene shifted to the playoffs, we knew that boy was one and done. It's the free chips and salsa, man. It was free. You just get it by getting to the playoffs. You get the chips and salsa by sitting down at the table and saying, hi, my name is such and such. I'll be taking care of you tonight. It's right there, man. And then it's like, okay, then we go into the divisional round. It's like a free bye week. It's like another bye week. Honestly, whoever was the fifth seed in the playoffs, I would have took over maybe the first or the second seed because they got a bye week, number one, because he won't beat nobody. He's still not beating nobody. And secondly, they get a bye week, but they get to play. It's like a live bye week. So it's like you come in that second round and you got you got the juices flowing and all that. Whereas the top one or two seed at the time, now it's just the top one seed, but the one or the two seed, they had a few extra days off. So it's like I got to kind of whip back into shape if I wasn't preparing accordingly. And that's what it is. And he say whatever. He, like you said, I don't want to take your quote, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I remember it. All them CFL leagues and all the junior Pee Wee and all that, man. They face mask is plastic. They not that. They not no Rydell. They that shit you buy at the store. We get the little junior pants and the little fake jersey with the little plastic helmet. That shit. That's all that is. That's all that is.
When it comes to Kerm, you gotta blame Will, you gotta blame C's, you gotta blame A's, because they all just so nice to him, and they don't want to hurt his feelings and make him think that he not this and he not that. But at the end of the day, he ain't nothing but Red Lobster biscuits. They come to the table free. You get rid of them real quick, but the man, like he's nothing more, nothing less, and we get. Like that little bubblegum league, whatever the fuck that is they doing over there. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm looking and I'm like, I'm trying. And I'm only playing
to the CFL, nigga. So what?
Now he gonna see this. I
want that's the problem. But like outside of Madden, he's cool. But
absolutely.
Madden, you gotta call it how you see it. Like the Madden boys are garbage. Not one of them is worth talking about. Not one of them.
Like I just knew. I was looking at the recent films because he had posted his NFC Championship game. I'm like, okay, well,
championship game.
I'm seeing the same old mistakes. It's like, what has happened? What has occurred between then and now? It's like, imagine going in a hyperbolic time chamber and don't nothing happen when you come out.
Cell ain't transformed. He just stayed at stage one.
The ugly green joint. Like he.
We see him at regular level.
Right. He ain't found out one Android. Kermit ain't found out one playoff win. Not even close.
Like 15 people played Madden 22, and Kermit one of them.
Right. Yeah. But we gonna see because now it's like there were no excuses before because he cherry picked his way, and he said it. He did it. I guess he thought it was what he had to do. Fair enough. But me unpacking the real, it was because he wasn't good enough to contend. And we know that, and because we've seen it. We've been there. Like we know.
Man, they've been playing Will and Mays and Kerm and maybe Chris done got a few rounds in. And listen, I don't care about none of that. I'm gonna smoke all them niggas, man. This year I'm gonna win a Super Bowl. 100%. This year I'm gonna win a Super Bowl. And I'm you know what I'm saying? But I'm just so hyped that Manny came at me, man. It feel like old times.
They do feel like old times. That's the beauty of it. Like we in a whole new system. And it's like everything is like restarted again. Somebody like I don't know, like hit the matrix the right way, and now we back in 2014, 2015. I'm like, I can't wait. I got a question.
Needed that break.
What's up? Yeah, we definitely needed that break. That break was the best thing that could have happened. Like that was the best thing that could have happened. I got a question.
Yeah.
So you said in one of your other answers, I'm taking the second half of the answer because you already touched on Will. You said most underrated, or at least maybe the most underrated is you. The quote, people can't seem to be honest about me, but I'm a podcast legend and the best to not win it all. I'm listening.
You know, when they talk about who the best to not win the Super Bowl, there's only two people they can talk about. It's me or you.
Mm. You don't think Flash? You don't think he in that conversation?
The thing about Flash is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got how he wants to play,
Mm-hmm.
and he can only play that way. Whereas me and you, we done played several different people. You know what's funny? People talk about how I killed them with the motherfucking post,
Right.
but the good players caught on to that post.
They adapt.
And I had to go about it other ways, and I was still successful.
Mm-hmm.
But Flash like them big plays, man. He throw that deep ball, you know, that I call it the, you know, he throw it up. I hope for the best. But Flash is right there, but I just don't see Flash, and that's my guy. I don't see him.
Right.
He never gonna be Super Bowl champion. I think me or you gonna get to it before he gets to it.
Mm.
But if you wanna put him on a list, yeah, it goes me or you, no matter, because you've been to more NFC championship. You've been like 4 straight and all that type of shit. You right there. So if somebody wanted to put you above me as far as the best that ain't never won, I wouldn't argue with them. But I'm on that list.
Mm.
But the thing about it though, they don't want me on that. Like
Yeah.
the shit that irritates me about the chat, man, is that they try to act like I ain't do what I did. You know? And that blows me. So but it's okay though, because now I've been away for a minute. Now I'm about to come back. And then the cool thing about it is you got bums that done stepped up. So all I gotta do is smoke a couple bombs and I'm gonna be in the playoffs. B, Kerm, Will, Mikey, Bean that had some show up. I'm smoking all them niggas. Can't none of them niggas fuck with me. So can't none of them niggas fuck with me. So my return back is gonna be cool. It's all about, can I get above? Can I cross the Reggies and the Mays and the Chris and you know, them guys. But everybody else, I'm smoking them, man. These though. Let me hit this video one more time. These, you watching this. I promise you, bro. When I see you on the schedule, you ain't gonna come to my division. You talking shit like you gonna come to my division. You ain't gonna come to my division.
I think he bought it. I don't
think if I pick before him, he's not coming to my division. I'll go to his division and I won't give fucks about it. And maybe it'll take me a season, but I'm gonna smoke you, dude, because you're not what you say you is. You not. You what they trying to claim you are. I see Flash with his pom-poms out. Well, he had to be whoever was in front of him. Whoever was in front of him was lovey-dovey, and they was doing all that bullshit that they fucking do. It wasn't the same. It's different when you got to go up against a nigga that was telling you for a week straight that you want shit.
That's real. That's so real.
Straight that you ain't shit. You come to a game with me, you gotta be ready. You ain't had to do that while I was gone. You got to do it now. I promise you.
I pray y'all in the same division. I gotta see that, like that for real. That is going to be, I think, and I won't even say it's going to be. I think it's kind of already being like the essence of bringing that old feeling back, getting that old thing back. Like that's just competition. Like anything that's said on this show or what happens in between those lines, it's all competition. I don't mean no harm by what I say about somebody off the field, but when it comes to this PS5 though,
Yeah.
everything I say is real. Like, and I'm standing on it. And until it changes, or unless it changes, that's what it is.
Right on, man, you gonna win Super Bowls this cycle. There's no doubt about it because I feel like me and you both locked in. You got your career going, but I feel like you got a little bit more control of your life, and you're gonna be able to do what you need to do. Me myself, I work 2 jobs, but I don't give a fuck. I'm I'm giving Madden an hour in between because I have to. It's all I can think about. See, it's all I can think about. I'm going to smoke you. When I smoke you, I want everybody to acknowledge that I'm better than you.
Mm.
Long as people can acknowledge that, I'm all right. I'm better than C's. Cause C's before we left, before 21, C's was what? He was scratching top 15. he, he, he was scratching top 15 with his bubblegum plays and all that type of shit. And then we leave and he goes to the playoffs. And he's like, man, hey bud, I hope you have a good game and all that type of shit. And him and Dave get into the Super Bowl and like, hey man, I just hope that I can stop your offense. And Dave like, man, I hope that I can stop your offense, bro. And man, get the fuck out of here. You ain't stopping shit over here. I promise you. I'm gonna smoke that shit. Your defense ain't ready. I read it like a motherfucking Dr. Seuss book, man. I've been doing it for years. I promise you.
Established veteran out here.
I'm established out here. I done been in big games, baby. I done been in big games against enemies. I done been in games where the whole world was watching and the whole world was rooting against me. Yeah, I lost because the motherfucking, and Ty beat me, but Ty beat me with straight bubblegum, and nobody never acknowledged that because it was me. I always say that. Nobody ever acknowledged that because it was
That's when narratives was at a peak. You want to know something else about that? It's something I ain't never told you, and that was going on 5 years ago. Something I never told you about that game. I'm gonna tell you now, though. I had a hard time rooting for you that game, only because I ain't want you to get that ring before me. Only
Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted that, Redo.
I'm with you.
But Redo, look what man, that run was
Incredible.
I just had to finish it. It was Chris, it was Reggie, Chris Mays. Those are the top 3 of all time. And I smoked them in the AFC. I ain't smoke them. I won. You know what I'm saying? But man, we gonna win, man. I'm so hyped. I can't man. I wish I could play right now. I really do. I played in 2 years, and I wish I could play right now. I'm so happy to be part of this shit, man. You doing your, and also major props to you, man. You moved to Cali, you doing your thing. When you get them Super Bowl tickets, just send them my way. You know what I'm saying?
Less. Say less.
And you, my man, 100 fucking grand. Like, I don't fuck with a lot of niggas more than you, Mikey. I fuck with everybody in the fucking man. I'm just being a part of this shit for as long as we've been a part of it.
It's real. It's like it's legit brotherhood. Like I talk to y'all more than I talk to like blood relatives. So it's like
I'm saying like when I have a situation and I feel like I gotta get off my chest, I don't go to somebody else. I come to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I just I gotta get back to the top because I was there. And I ain't gonna be happy until I get back there. Yeah. I ain't back there.
Couple more things.
Yeah,
so
let's do it.
It's another new segment. I figure since we be talking to boxing all the time. And I figure Flash did way back. He did like a DBZ equivalent for everybody in the league. And I said I would have done either DBZ or wrestling. But we can do boxing too. And I figure there's enough boxers that I can find somebody for each person. So your boxing, given everything that has occurred, you ready?
We talking all the time?
We
Or just
talking, yeah, we talking all the time, but not like, and not like in terms of like this guy with more titles than that guy. Just as far as just like the collective of everything, like the progression throughout the league.
no, I get you, I get you. Okay, so
Match for you. I think I got a great match for you though.
I bet you do. But for if we talking about the most accomplished, and we talking about the one that led the way, and he's leading the way, and he's that guy, but he don't really want to be that guy. Mays is Floyd because Mays got more championships than us all. He do,
Yeah.
you know. He got more championships than us all. So Mays is Floyd. Chris, I would have to say. Man, damn.
That's,
It's
I don't
tough.
know. It's not
It's
tough.
it's tough. Manny is
Oh.
man Manny Zab Judah. the guy that was supposed to be great, but he wasn't never great. Manny Zab Judah.
With the wobbly.
Kerm is somebody we never heard of. Kerm is just a
Fighter,
yeah,
like
he
guy.
just a fighter. He come get beat up for a
They,
couple thousand in a while.
they moved the little, like, how those little bars and lounges. Fun fact.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard back home? You ever heard of this place called Peachez?
no.
So Peachez was a bar and lounge in Upper. I used to work there for a quick little minute. I was there probably like 4 months or something. But anyway, Peachez. When I told people the name, they think like, bro, what's that, like a, I'm saying, strip club or like, something like that. Nah, Peachez was just like a little restaurant, little, but they tried to make it like upscale. They had jazz nights and all. It was whatever. It was what it was. But there's this back room, of course. Like got them back rooms where you clear out the tables and they become like a little, like, get your groove on, all that.
Yeah.
Don't fight like you clear out the back room of the ballroom. You clear that out, and you got these unheralded guys from who the hell knows where. They're coming right in front of an audience of 30. And that's about it. And then by the time they get to the audience like 150, the skills just don't translate. Like, bro, go back to the ballroom where you was better off fighting against the people in front of 30 people. You one of them, but I think Adrian Broner, and here's why.
Adrian.
Yes, hold on. Here's why though. At Adrian Broner's peak, not only was he good, he'll let you know about it.
Yeah.
Furthermore, he had a couple, like, he would find a way in the spotlight for one way or another. And just like you in that Super Bowl that you just described a while ago, when Maidana beat Adrian Broner, almost everybody wanted Adrian Broner to lose. He was like it was like a meme and all that. And when you lost that Super Bowl, it was like the chat could rejoice.
Yeah.
He trying to work his way back. You working your way back. It's been a couple of iffy years, but here we are, older, but ready to get back into it. And the rest is up to you.
But my comeback gonna be way better than his.
I don't doubt that though. I don't doubt that.
Because I'm focused. Like, yeah, I'm working a lot and all that, but when I leave games, I come back and I'm better than ever. Then I watched some of the stream earlier today that Jose posted. Speaking of Jose, I can't wait to smoke him too. I want to say Jose, out of everybody in the league, Jose is the one player that I never beat.
He's let you know about it too. He's let you know about it too,
Yeah,
because you know
I
about it. I couldn't beat him.
I think out of everybody that's ever played in the Nike Toe League, Jose the only one that I did. I done beat everybody else. I done beat Reggie. I done beat Chris. I done beat Maze. I done beat Ace. I done beat Diz. Annie. Of course, I done beat them all. I just run them down because I like to, man. Just to make sure that they understand that shit, bro. Man, I'm having a good time, bro, man. Well, you say you got some more questions? Let's do it.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's go to your little pound for pound. You got. I'm surprised we got this far because they don't know we tried to record this Monday, and I told them I was like, yeah, we have episode Monday, but then
And
shit
Monday
happened.
was crazy. I was talking
Yeah,
way more
Monday
shit,
was crazy.
but no, I've been talking a nice little bit of shit today too, though.
We're good. Oh yeah, it's I think just for the collective, like I didn't have an opening segment. So I think for the collective, this is better. But we talked about a
I
guy.
hope people, because we deep into it now. We like 45 minutes or whatever into it. I just
Yeah.
hope people watch it. I'm gonna tell people they need to watch it because
Oh yeah, I'm gonna post this. Like it's what 8 something in the East. I'm gonna try to have this on YouTube. Actually, I was gonna say I put it on there by like 9. That might be kind of late. I might just have it midday for him tomorrow.
yeah, midday phone tomorrow when everything quiet and C's getting all
Right.
ass. You need
Somebody
to go
asked for the survey.
C's. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Look at me, boy. The frames are Gucci. The hat is custom, and you got Fred right there. That don't mean shit, but I'm gonna smoke it. I was smoking. None of that shit mean nothing. Just know that I'm a smoking.
Hey, side note, anybody who want to come on the show, y'all welcome. Just be sure you talk that real like my man doing right now. Like we ain't sit back and kick it all
that's
day. We can do whatever
that's
y'all want.
moving though. You know who you got to get? You got to get Kenny because Kenny
Any rate.
don't hold no punches. You got to get Kenny, but everybody else they so afraid because the pressure is different. Like when niggas talk shit, like I can sit here and talk shit all day, but I gotta back that shit up.
Right, I stand on it.
Niggas not. It's difficult for niggas to do that shit, man. That's why they always holding hands and shit. That's why Will don't get into it with nobody that he really feel like he can't beat. Will, like man, he's a dick rider for Reggie, C's, all them motherfuckers, man. He's a dick rider for all them niggas, man. He really is. He's a dick rider for all of them.
In the most affectionate way, Will.
No problems with none of them. That's why he dick ride all of them. You know what I'm saying? That's why he dick ride all of them. Like Caesar's his hero. Fucking all Reggie is his hero. He was like, today he went at KD. Like you ain't nothing with a motherfucking dick rider, bro. He dick rides to preserve his, so he ain't got to deal with shit in life. You know, motherfucking dick rider, bro. That's what. I don't want to be that guy, but you see it though. He's a dick rider. He's a dick rider. It's okay though. It's okay.
Hey, Will. Like him and everybody. Like y'all want to go on. Like if y'all hear something on this show that y'all want to counteract, hit me up. I got time.
They not gonna do it because they afraid, bro. They don't want to talk shit because if they talk shit, they gotta back that shit up. And I don't give a fuck
It's a different
about
level. It's definitely a different level.
about that. I done talk shit. I done talk shit my whole time in this league, and it has come to fruition for 70% of the time, but 30% of the time, niggas done beat me. I done took some L's. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I took some L's. I done talk shit to a guy and he beat the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't care. Like I'm gonna run it regardless. But them niggas afraid to. Jose never talk shit. Will is a dick rider. Motherfucking C's never talk shit. Manny only talk shit to me. It's just like niggas pick and choose what they do because they're afraid of the failure. I'm not afraid of the failure. I'm a smoke. I'm proud. I'm a smoke.
So let me ask you this. We talk
That's
about it.
what that's what your when you post it in the chat, you gotta put like Twan said you're afraid of the failure. That's gonna make them listen. That's what's gonna make them watch.
Hey, that might make people come on too. It's like, oh, they're gonna see this and be like, oh, he think we scared of this, and this, and like, then
Yeah.
people gonna be jumping
That's
on.
why he won that Super Bowl, bro. He went against the nicest person he can go against, because if he went against Mays or Reggie or somebody like that, they was gonna talk shit to him. But he went against Dave, and Dave checked out a long time ago. And Dave really ain't no shit talker. Dave break your game down, and he say, "Man, listen, I hope that I can beat your offense and all that type of shit and all." And Steve's was just comfortable. You get Steve's, you make Steve's uncomfortable, and he's back to the little boy that he's always been.
So you got to rattle his cage a little bit.
Yeah, you got to rattle his cage. You got to rattle his cage, because outside of that, he just, Then he got his heroes that came to say, man, fuck that.
Let me ask you about this. This is a guy who we actually think pretty highly of. You more so than me, as far as ranking at least, but I'm not far off. There's also a guy that I would love to have on the show. I just don't know if it ever happened. Because then we have to visit a whole lot of history, and that history don't really favor him too well when it comes to me. But let's talk about Mark for a second, because your pound for pound ranking, I'll just go top 10 in order. Mark, Mays, Reggie, Chris, Ty, yourself, myself, Jose, Flash, and Kenny. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Kenny's number 10, B 11, C's 12, Manny's 14.
That's
Yeah,
a, that's a good 15, bro.
solid. It's solid.
And they say that I was hating for that, but no, I was being very honest. The reason why I put Mark above everybody else is because he don't give a fuck. Like he's going to do what it takes to win. Like he's going to be in mode, and he's going to be in practice mode, and he's going to find out what Madden just going to allow. Like he just going to find he's going to find it. I ain't gonna say he look at YouTube videos. I'm not gonna say that. I'll just say that he takes his time to figure out what Madden just allows. Like it's just certain things that's not coded or whatever, and he runs that shit into the ground. You can't go against him because he don't want Super Bowls. He's always one of the contenders.
Yeah.
Like you gotta give him his props. I mean, I ain't gonna say you gotta give him his props. I just say that you gotta acknowledge that
for sure.
you gotta acknowledge that he done what he did. I can't be upset about somebody not acknowledging my contribution to the league, and then I sit there and not acknowledge his contribution to the league.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like Mark been around, man. Mark done won Super Bowls. Mark, like he done performed when a lot of people couldn't, like, them lights are bright, bro.
Word.
They are like especially for Mark. Mark when it comes to most at one point when it comes to most hated, Mark was probably above
He
me.
was up there for a minute.
Yeah, he was up there. Like a lot of people wasn't rocking with him, and for him to still do what he do, you gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't, just me being me, I can't hate on another. I can't I fuck with C's, but he won a Super Bowl, so I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna take all that from him. I'm just saying that his Super Bowl was one of them happy-go-lucky Super Bowls. But Mark, he done won when a lot of people was rooting against him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give him them props. That's why I put him number one. And then the rest of the list is just, it's simple mathematics, man. Like Mays got the most SBs among us, I think.
Oh yeah. And I don't even think it's
Chris has been around and he got his Super Bowls. Reggie, it's not many people I respect more than I respect Reggie. That's
His
just
style is like top
that,
notch.
you know what I'm saying. It's just what I'm saying.
It's like
And I put
his
myself.
play
Yeah,
separate.
it's the thing. The one thing you gonna get when you play Reginald Youngblood is yeah. I don't think you're gonna like that. I said that. The one thing you're gonna get when you play Reginald Youngblood is that you're gonna get a clean game.
Yeah,
It's gonna be clean. The best player is gonna win that game.
that's real.
That's just what it is. And that's why I respect him. Because he don't do all the bubblegum shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he sit there and he break your motherfucking defense down. And once he find out what his weak at, he gonna smoke that shit.
No, it's too. He know, and it's like you can see like the NFL background, the college background, all the football, his whole background. You can see it like when he play. It's a you see all that when he play. He can see something. I mean, of course, you got like the little tutorial that helped, like Mark won't. I mean, at a time, Mark won't say it, but Mark was in that lab, and I think I played Mark since.
Mark stay in the lab, yo.
Yeah, Mark was my very first opponent in the league. Like the first player I played on PS4 was Mark, and he beat me that first game. And truthfully, now that I think about it, that might be the only time he beat me since then. Like since I was introduced to Nike Talk League, that might be the only time.
Mark beats you?
Nah, I mean he's won like a few. He like like that 70-30%. Like he's probably won.
You did go to like 4 straight NFC championships, and Mark is usually in the NFC.
He was the first season when I went to the 2 Super Bowls, he was in my division. The next year we were in the same conference. The next year I think we kind of like been opposite conferences lately. But last time Madden 21, when my game decided to work again, I had to play him to get in the playoffs, beat him. Had to play him in the playoffs, beat him. Had to play him week on the next season, beat him. And I think I used every uniform combination I had. I think it was one time in the black jersey, one time in the white, and one time in the blue, or I wore all white with blue socks one game. I wore all white with black socks the next game, and then I wore white jersey, black top with black socks the other game. So I mean, I'm running out of ways to beat him, but I acknowledge his progress though, because he is that dude. He is really good.
I get what you're saying. You're better than Mark. Okay.
But see, but what people don't like, this is I can separate this much. Like if we go to my survey, I say I put myself as number 4. Depending on what somebody's like emphasizing, like if you emphasize championships, then championships over like accomplishments and being the first person to do this, first person to do that, which I've been in a lot of cases, but I don't have a ring. I could see myself being like 6 or 7. If you want to put like Chris, Mark, the Ties, those type of guys above me, cool. I see it, but based on me, I kind of emphasize like who gives me the most trouble, who's easy, and then after that, it's kind of like the accomplishments. But I feel
I can tell you it's Manny, right? I can tell you who's easy. It's Manny, right?
I say this. I played any few and far between in the league. I remember first time I beat him by 2. The second time I beat him by 1. And then I think we didn't play again for a while, but by that point he was kind of like he wasn't peak Manny no more, so it was kind of easier. But he beat me one time too.
The short span where Manny was good, it was like a half a cycle. Like he was
good.
Yeah,
like he had the one quick heavyweight title reign, and then kind of
like half a cycle where Manny was good.
He but I hope he come back, because I mean I say like man,
he's not gonna be him, because like how committed can you be when you're on the beach photographing beautiful dimes? You know,
it's rare.
You know,
it's a sights to behold, I'm sure. But I think
he's here for us. He's here for us. Like he just want to be a part
for us. Like I'm glad. Like there's no better. Like there's other people that could definitely run it, but I think the way it's structured now and how it runs is because of him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
He's
if
he,
it's good,
he
then
is he's
it's flowing.
the Manny is the Iron Man 1 to MCU. That's what he is.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he's good record wise, the league is so much more because then he goes
He's not
and
going to be good record wise. We go ahead and let that go. he's, he's not going to be good record wise.
what you think is
Like
like the ceiling?
those days are gone. You know, if we want to have like a bikini party, that's when Manny gonna come in. You know, he get. Yeah. But as far as playing Madden, nah.
What do you think is like? What do you think his ceiling is like? What, like 8 wins?
Six wins.
Damn.
His ceiling is 6 wins. Yeah.
6-11.
I mean, but he doing it. But it's for a good reason though. He's doing it big. You know.
Yeah, he hella productive. Like, and the cool thing is, we've seen like I remember when he was. I remember when he was like
Yeah,
basically picking up the camera, and then he got to this from that,
yeah.
and then it took
Now he had Miami week with my
years.
girl Angela Simmons, and I just want to taste her one time. Do y'all know Angela Simmons? Because I just want to taste her one time. I promise I'm gonna treat her good. Yeah, the one time. Oh my god, that's a different story for a different day.
So
Brother, I'm having so much fun with you, bro. Like no bullshit. What we running on? Like an hour with some change?
it's hour and a half. I was gonna see you can tell him I covered all my stuff. You can tell him whatever you want to tell him.
Okay, I'm gonna close it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me hit my screen so I can look at it real good. Let me tell you niggas
Hold
something.
on, real quick. What you was sipping on?
Oh,
Incredible Hulk.
that shit gone, but I had the VS Montreal.
Okay.
This is the low budget Montreal. I ain't even bring out the Blue Swift one, y'all. But
Emma, this shit
and I
was.
didn't smoke because my plug not gonna be here till tomorrow, so I gotta hold this one blunt for. I'm gonna watch Prey tonight. You heard about it? I
Oh,
heard
I
it was good.
did. I heard that was real good.
Yeah, I heard it was good. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna smoke and watch it tonight.
That's
But
a
let me
good
explain to you niggas, man. Just know it's not the same. Like that 21 shit that y'all went through, it's not the same. I'm here, Redo here, Reggie here. A bunch of us are here that wasn't there. And we about to smoke all y'all shit. But let's just focus on me. Caesar. No, let me, Manny, I love you, bro. Man, you like that fire in me, and I'm fucking ready. I promise I'm ready. I'm not gonna lose. You are simple. You big dummy. You see my shirt? You big dummy. You see my shirt?
Oh,
But
man.
please, what's up, dude? Talk that shit now. I'm ready. You ready? Because when I was doing it, the lights was bright. Everybody was on me. I'm talking big things. You got the lowest rated Super Bowl in NC history. You had to remind us who won the other day, because I didn't even know who the fuck you played. You played Dave. Dave been checked out for. How long you been checked out, Dave? Tell me. And then also I gotta, just so you know, I ain't just talking shit. The frames are Gucci. They ain't believe in us. God did. That's some lame shit though. Fuck Kyle. Fuck Kyle too. God ain't shit for you, bro. I'm gonna smoke you. If it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna smoke you. Promise. That's gonna be my birthday. That's gonna be my Christmas present to you. Smoke you by 50. Merry Christmas, nigga. Do your thing, brother.
Hey
Close.
man, we in a whole new season, man. It's a whole new era. We bringing the culture back. I got names that ain't never been on this show yet. My man's just one. I got another one. Matter of fact, I might hit the next guest up right now and see if he around. And if he around, I ain't gotta change clothes. I sit right here and we get a whole another hour and a half in. But either which way it go, just know this. Whether you win, whether you lose, whether you make excuses, whether you try duck and hide your tail, whether you run, whether you don't, if it's in the shade, if it's in the open, it don't really matter. I sees everything. And more importantly than that, I don't just see it, I remember it. So we back. And if you win, great. We gonna sing the praises accordingly. And if you don't, then God help you. As far as I'm concerned, like, cause we only gonna talk the real. And if you ain't up to par, especially if you had a head start and you ain't up to par, don't go looking for no sympathy from me. I'm not coddling no grown men in this Madden, and it's simple and plain. If you want grown men getting coddled, go watch the NBA. Go watch them players that be there for one season, two seasons, and they asking out. You ain't getting that here. I'm sorry. We in a whole different space and time now. We got clout and trust amongst one another, and you can trust me to keep it 100 with you, whoever is watching this. So, the rest is up to you. I'm just here to report the news, and they don't like it. Shoot, I mean, come on the show. Anybody's invited. But just know if you come on here, I'm pressing with the questions, and we gonna pull every single card, and we gonna really talk about that real.
I see you getting mid season when I'm 9-0. Let's do
Hey
it.
man, I'm gonna be in the city next week. If I got time, I have to pull up on you.
We're gonna make it happen. Let's do it.
Sure. And if it don't happen this time, then I'll be back next time. And
Yeah, tell Mikey bring his punk ass up too. I don't even talk about Mikey and Madden because I already know. I know how he played 2K. That he will be bubblegumming Madden. All he do is drop back and man. I already know.
I
Mike, you
I
ain't
had
on my level.
Mikey has it's interesting because I didn't get to it this show. I'll get to it next show. It was more important to set the table, and then of course the opening statements kind of took precedence.
And they gotta be set up. Mikey's bubblegum.
But I have I have something that needs to be addressed. And it's not a bad thing. It's just a real thing. Not, I mean, but it's not bad concerning him at all. It's just in relation to Madden and what has happened and how they something happened and nobody really like identified it for what it was. But I'm gonna identify it on the
I'm
next
on
show.
fighter too. Let's do
All right, man.
it.
Me,
Salute my nigga. For
sir.
real. Everybody, we gonna do this 16 motherfucking 17 weeks. Man, support the man. Come do your interview. Kenny, you up next, motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
Mike,
Kenny,
we gonna
easiest one.
shoot you.
He always ready to talk.
Kern, you the biggest motherfucking hater of them all. We'll smoke you too, nigga. We ain't gotta talk about you. You enjoying the show. Support my man. That's how it's gonna last. All you gotta do is support him. Let's do it.
Hey, like I said before, you weren't here for it, but yeah, actually, I'm not going to spoil the beginning for you because I don't think you heard it. I don't think nobody heard
I
it.
ain't heard it. I'm gonna listen to it. You gonna drop this midday tomorrow. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm trying my hardest not to tonight. I just gotta go occupy myself with something, so I don't do it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow.
If
Though.
they get to talk, if they get to talking shit though, we dropping that.
Oh, facts. Yeah. So yeah. So matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna see what's up in the chat right now, real quick. Hold on, I'll tell you right now what's about to happen.
Yeah,
Um,
they ain't talking, man. They cool.
can't wait to see Manny versus Twan. Bro, they tempted me. Oh my god, they tempted me. Um, if they can, I might get the championship belts. If I can get this done before 9 o'clock, it's gonna be there. And if not, I just sit on. Nah. Matter of fact, I'm dropping it tonight. You know why? Because people gonna wake up and they still gonna be like that's gonna be what wakes them up in the morning. Like, remember, like what happened last night? It's gonna be like a recap to a show that they really like. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna try and make it look as best as I can. Cause I'm just doing it off my phone, and we're gonna go from there. And whatever happens, happens. And if they need an encore,
Man, listen.
they get one.
Yeah, if we gotta do part 2, so be it. I'm with it.
Bet. All right, yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and put this up now. Then I'm gonna make this do what it do, and it'll be up
Put that.
there.
Let's see what they talking.
Let's see. Ever since scary movies and teenage. Oh yeah. So yeah, you about to make the chat jump. So I'm here for it. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do it then.
All right, bet.
All right, bro. I'll holler at you.
All right.
All right. Hey, No One Season 2, episode number 1, featuring King Messiah. You already know who I am. You can call me whatever you want. You can call me YSN. You can call me TOE, the original elite, and I am. Or simply put, Real Rap Redo. They said stop making nicknames.
Real Rap Rattles. Fuck that shit, nigga. We in it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
sure. So keep it locked, man. I got more episodes. I got more guests that ain't never been on these shows before. And the next one gonna be real soon. Like I might just go hit him up in the interview right now. And I'd be in the same outfit, but it don't matter. That way y'all know I'm really putting this work in. So we're gonna run these accordingly. The game almost out. We got like 9 days, well, 8 and change to the 19th. And yeah, man, we back. We back in it. We back in it heavy too. And I promise you, it's gonna be a fun ride, man. Welcome back. I ain't got no more to say right now. No, Wellin, it's your boy.